After not uploading for over a year, I didn't think that my first video back would be something like this. Now, today I'm going to be talking about somebody named Froze / Dark Power 202 or even Everskies. Everskies is the current name that they go by on Twitter and VRChat. Now today I will show you why Everskies is a child predator. Now, Everskies themselves has gotten into controversy a few times and have rebranded a few times anytime there was any issues. One of the times was after getting called out for doing and having a relationship with a 14-year-old minor when Everskies themselves was 22. Now, when I first discovered this, that they were dating somebody in my community who was a minor, I instantly called them out. Everskies has gone by many different names, so to keep it simple, I will only refer to them as Dark rather than throwing around a bunch of different names. Now, back in 2022, when I discovered that they were dating a 14-year-old in my community when they were 22, I instantly called them out.
I remember he told,
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
you're saying it's illegal?
And I DM'd them asking them, can you explain to me what's been going on lately? I'm not here for drama or to instigate, but a 14-year-old. And they responded, what's wrong with that? I do my own decisions. That, right off the bat, opening a conversation with that speaks volumes on what kind of monster this person is. Continuing onward, bro, you're 22, he's 14. Not only is it kind of fucked, it's illegal. It's more than kind of fucked. They said, well, it's my life, not yours. I know I could be wrong and sued off, but honestly, why are you contacting me for? No remorse for any of his actions whatsoever. And as I continued to press him on and on and on about trying to be reasonable, trying to make him take accountability and see what he's doing is wrong, he never accepted blame. He knew what he was doing, but he didn't see anything wrong with it. He continued to press and defend himself, not saying that, oh, I didn't know how old they were or anything, just to try and say it's none of my business and that it's their life. I was furious. My blood was boiling as I continued to press them on about them grooming children. They continued to show no remorse. None. This was all very unexpected to me. I was expecting them to have some kind of accountability, to try and throw maybe a pity party, to try and defend themselves, to try and say, oh, I won't do it again. But no, they continued to press on that they knew what they were doing and they knew that it's wrong, but they just didn't care that it was their choice, their life. Now, being completely disgusted, I forwarded this evidence to the VRChat safety team. I made a report along with a few of my friends who had evidence and proof. We submitted it with a ticket towards VRChat, and they said they would take a look. Nothing had happened. Nothing had changed. Despite all the pictures, the videos, and everything we had sent, nothing had changed. So, by this point, we were all very defeated. Felt like nothing we could do would change anything, that it was going to all stay the same. A year or so later, after the whole incident, we still talked about him to spread awareness, to avoid him, to know what kind of scum this person is. That eventually made it back to them, to Dark. Dark put out a tweet denying ever doing anything with minors, completely deflecting, completely avoiding responsibility, taking no responsibility whatsoever, trying to avoid any all repercussions. This drove my blood to boil furthermore, I was already pissed that nothing had been done, that it felt like anything I did do did not change a single thing. I wanted to make a video, I wanted to do something, but by then everybody was so demotivated that I could not pick up enough traction for anything to make a change. Years go by, and the tweet resurfaces of them denying anything to do with minors. Seeing this, I decided enough was enough and replied to it with the proof. Doing this, I felt finally a little bit of relief that maybe something will happen. Maybe their publicly getting called to will finally make some form of an impact. Shortly after making that tweet, one of my friends had brought it to my attention that it was in fact now his alt account and not his main account. After some very short digging, I was able to discover that his link tree on the Twitter account does in fact lead to Everskies. All the worlds that he had posted about, that he had created, linked to Everskies. Everskies, all of them. Link back to Everskies.
Alrighty, so basically, so when we started talking, I don't know if you remember when me and broke up, but it was somewhere in March. I think it was March 3rd that me and him broke up. And on that night, I had my status as like red or some shit. And then, yeah, then he like sent me a DM on Discord saying like, "Hey, are you alright?" Or I think it was more like a request invite or something like that. But honestly, I kind of like needed somebody because I was alone because I literally just broke up with my ex. So he joins. He's being supportive and whatnot. He's being a good friend. And we went to this horror place that me and him figured out. I think I stayed up until like 4 a.m. as I could see in the DM. And then from then on, we just started just talking back and forth. We started hanging out more. Or actually, it was even like before I broke up with. I'm looking through old DMs. It was February 14th when he sent me the first DM, and then March 3rd is when me and my ex broke up, and then me and Fro started hanging out playing Game Worlds and this pop escape room. And pretty much after that, he started to get a bit closer, or me and him started to get closer with each other. Like honestly, I didn't mind it because I just broke up with somebody. He was the only person that talked to me at the time. And then I guess we started cuddling like 8 days after I broke up with my ex, somewhere around that time. And then I guess we like cuddled every single night. Like I'm looking at DMs, or we didn't like cuddle as much in the beginning, but then as it progressed throughout time, we started cuddling quite a bit. And then we just honestly played some Beat Saber, Minecraft, sort of like a daily thing. Like I would come home from school, I would get on my quest, we would play Beat Saber or Minecraft, and then when it's nighttime, we get on, cuddle, go to sleep. And that went on for Jesus, a long ass time. And during all this, and him were still together.
So I guess before we kind of go a little further in, I do have one question. Back then, because I knew you were good friends with you, who goes by a different name now. And I remember when this stuff started happening, because I knew you hung out, a decent bit, and I asked him like to confirm the age on you during this time. And he did. He told me that you were 14 at this time. I just wanted to
Either
confirm.
14 or 15, yeah. Around
Okay.
that time.
Okay.
Yeah. And kind of add on to that, he was like in his fucking 20s or some shit. And at the time, I didn't know better. I was a retarded little teenager. And then I guess we got together at some point in April 8th, around that time, I think. Yeah, around there. That's where I'm seeing the lovers DMs and shit. And then around the 11th is when Burn got involved and you, which I know you guys were trying to, get him off my back and shit. You guys were trying to help. And honestly, since I didn't know better, I kind of fought back against you guys, which I do feel bad and I do apologize for that. Oh yeah, I forgot that it wasn't just me. Apparently, like other people, which I didn't know about. The only person that I knew that was a minor that he sort of talked to was, but that kind of ended because me and him got together, and then Froze kind of fucked off a bit.
So building off that too, would you say that from your knowledge, his interactions with were inappropriate, or
Honestly, yeah, because he would always go up to him, like kind of cuddle and like get really close. I remember being in like a VC with him, kind of like freaking out. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So he just kind of kept holding him. It seemed like they were together at that point. Honestly, you probably could have asked anyone that was around, and they would assume that they were together. But I know he was just trying to help. But then we were together for, oh god, I don't even know how long. But as time went on, it was pretty slow. Nothing really happened, me and him, but just, hang out, do stuff. And then I guess some of his friends started to notice that something was off. Like this person named, which apparently is a person that I guess he knew closely because he called him by his real name, like his little nickname. I guess I'll get into the somewhat juicy bits where honestly this is embarrassing, but it has to be said. I will admit, me and him, we did ERP. We actually ERP'd quite a bit. And I'm very ashamed of doing that, and I wish I could take it all back. But I didn't know any better. But I know damn well that he did. And I guess sometime in May, I guess I realized. Late May, June is when I was like, because at the time, Froze was pretty damn cleany. And he was very paranoid as well. Like, he would, like, make me share my screen and see if I have, like, alt accounts I'm, like, spying him on or some shit. Like, he always felt that he was being spied on and being watched. Which, I should have took that as a red flag. Which kind of helped me realize, like, he's kind of revoking my freedom here as American. That ain't right. At that point, we were done with the relationship, but we still somewhat hanged out, hung out, and then I remember when we played Beat Saber, he would use Live or the Live software and get a Wicker Beast Abby to look like he's playing uh Beat Saber and record TikToks about that. And I was like, hey, I want to do that too. So he sent me the assets and whatnot, or he like kind of did it for me. So I had to send him my account details, which I should not have done. And then it's when I started hanging out with other people. I guess he seemed a bit jealous as well. At some point in time, I started hanging out with other people, like just chilling, watching like movies and shows. Oh, there is one other person that he was affiliated with. I forgot his fucking name, but usually I would hang out with someone, like watch a movie in LS Media, and then in the middle of like the movie, we would just crash randomly, or like when we were in another server, we would just crash randomly when this one person joined, or after this one person joined. So next time when that one person joined me and two other people when we were watching a movie or some shit, I turned on my mirror, which I can see through the wall because they were still at the spawn in LS Media, and another person, one of his friends joined, and they were kind of like chatting back and forth. They didn't use their voice, but they were using the text speech thing. And I remember seeing that he was like, "Hey, hide my avatar real quick," and then he decided to like crash me and shit. Or he tried to crash, but I hit his avatar, but he crashed all the other people. Then I confronted him, and then he just like dipped, which was another sign of like a bit of a jealousy because I guess Dark kind of sent him or some shit. And then
On that note, do you was the name possibly
no,
okay?
it was one of Rose's friends.
Oh, so he sent people to crash you because you were with other people?
I guess, yeah. But
Jesus.
that, but the crazy thing is, after a bit, I noticed that someone had logged onto my account, made the avatar that I was currently wearing a crasher, removed all my friends, blocked everybody, literally got rid of everything. And I had a lot of fucking friends on that shit. And honestly, I was obviously a bit upset because I had like close friends and shit on it. And I remember, I mean, I didn't know who it could have been at the time because I joined like Dark on my old account that I had to make real quick. I remember he was like with X Toys and I don't know anyone else that he was with. I forgot. But after like a month or two, or I don't know how long, I was just chilling LS Media. Then I guess he decided to join me because I guess I had him friended so because I didn't know who, I don't know who took my account. Then I I remember I came up with a hunch because I know damn well my account can't get hacked out of nowhere. So I basically came up with a hunch that he took my account because I had to give him my username and password for my VR chat account so he can upload stuff. Which he did ask me to upload some ripped avatars as well. He's a little fucking bitch because he didn't have a computer at the time. Because he sold it to get a quest, but that's besides the point. But then he joined me, and then he did. I was like, "Did you take my account?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did." Which honestly, I mean, at the time I was like, "Oh, I didn't really care because I kind of already built back what I lost." And honestly, right now I'm fucking pissed that he did that. That was uncool. And all because his reason for doing that was because he was jealous. So he took my account, removed all my friends and shit just because he was jealous. Which I find unbelievable. But honestly, it's kind of all I know. I stopped talking to him in 2023 of September.
To your knowledge, were there any other minors afterwards that he had dealt with?
I remember in his Discord server he did have a minor name, but he was just some odd kid, which I don't really know if he fucked with him or anything. I don't know. I didn't really notice anything strange.
Is there anything you would like to say to other people who might be in a position that you were in back then?
If you were like in my position, honestly, don't fucking do it. If the age gap seems extreme and you get concerned and like other people are saying, "Hey, don't do it," fucking listen to them. honestly, it's not worth the embarrassment. Because personally, I feel embarrassed of doing it. But I know I didn't know any better. I don't really blame myself for it. But the best thing you can do, just mute, block them, do whatever you can to cut all communications because they are definitely going to try to manipulate like he did to me. And honestly, I can't really say this because they were recording, but if I could say anything to Froze, I would just straight up call him a fucking bitch. Honestly, I'm hoping that I can meet him again just so I can talk so much shit in front of his face. Expose his ass. Screw that motherfucker.